For more info, call 0203 3257 030. Call our 24-hour line on 0754 8701 011. Website www.fortwellsolicitors.com.
Opening hours Monday to Friday 9:30 to 5:30 p.m.
Thursday beyond so your Milton Keynes.
Fortwell Solicitors is regulated by SRA.
Fortwell Solicitors.
Yo, abusia mame ema wakwa bebiem se afe na wa join ye ewo eye radio ne so anase wo hwe ewo Facebook medican introduce me ho achro dada, but for sake of obi afe na wa join ye medin edi mama len me ne lawyer Daniel Kwe ne ye didwumedie eba wa kwan so ebena da bia na ye ba wa kwan so na ye ne obetwetwe enkomo enti no ene dey so yaba ye ne oba betwetwe enkomo we eye legal hour dwumedie ebina da bia no dubo ani ahase ani asori su dubako ene yen topic a eda epunity no eye naturalization application ehun enkomo na ye ba bebo ni esese unhu ni esese woye ni nyina lawyer ede ebeba ya kwan so sabre de mame enko na mema lawyer akwaba esanse ye bre no ekokakra enunti no time kutu ebrese mebie phone lines no so atum ede ama no wabusa o question biara. Lawyer, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mama Len.
Ipacha oboko die.
Oh, nyame adom boko na unso e.
Yesu adom me ho ye pa. Lawyer, we die ansa na e be hyase ne me so achia yen tiefo e ma ye na yenko ye nu. Na chire wachi kwan kakra bi soso. Na fe value die ni hyehyes.
Yo, Pacho, your friend me, Lawyer Daniel, me fee Fortwell Solicitors, war North London. Yeah, been Wood Green Station, yeah, been Hornsey Station, yeah, been Temple Lane Station. Into the stations in India, also be very cheap. I want you to grab buses and so no, yeah, a few buses and now I swear honum it's a offray with me about direction depending on baby I will fee our woba. We banner consultation we offer free consultation into this issue be or be I want to or refusal letter be up as a shame be international abobo and case a lawyer sabaka home with crampo. What else am I? And I said, "Quite bad. I'm fast so. I mean, yeah, and emphasis so into no so person reach your number so it was screen also after the program. No, obey me, a friend. Anytime between 9:30 and 5:30, offer on Saturday kind. Say outside those hours, and so now say a emergency. You can say emergency. The apache say be immigration for about you. What we do airport, we room na won't me in room na questions na be a air fan and who AI think kakra. And anytime be a friend piano, uja message to your portal also pay your throw back. Into no and power see the be a no. Immigration in sema air so trends air so na ye the abetu dra near my ye for ne ye listeners no so ehu dia air co. You the air qua now it's me about mobile.
Ebeda lawyer say ebusia mutie na ye bobo ye hwene na ye piapia ye hwena mo mfa nche ye na mo hu donti no ya ba betina dwumedie so se de ye bebo shada nko yesa so whether na mu sisan na je say niema so ye wa de jeti do so mo hu se niema kosa mo mfa nche ye nye bo apayo mo mfa nche ye osa kwan so enti no sabre de me ko straight na ma akọ lawyer hono na mebusa no say naturalization application eno ne day say the way obetimi di ewrem na obetimi akyerɛkyerɛ niema ani so na yeso obetimi ate ase ti lawyer mame embra so na ene enkomo a eda epuno ni timi srewa afa ewrem ede ene naturalization na de ene so no application yes
Naturalization ubeka say be described as a holy grail to a lot of migrants. Yeah, Bebre are omoba krum has say, you know, their ultimate goal, they say, despite YG 2.5 years, YG 5 years, YG say, you know, the ultimate goal for that person, they say, Nesabekani indefinitely leave to remain. Not just say, Nasumu Ajun. Now, so once I can indefinitely leave to remain, the next step when they say, Obe naturalize it. It's no naturalize it now, certificate in we are. na chese we gyina so na ode akɔgye o British passports inti ne ngrofo bebre wo honom na so mo ba na so obisa mo ebi obegye ne nkrata na the first question we be say na lawyer that type of visa ya wo de mami that ben na me sabe come indefinite that ben na me sabe come book kokko sisi akrampo de enye book kokko biom but whatever it is, that Ben and Sabe ever kind of British book because bezo be too quite BBC and say had that Ben they just want that peace of mind. Incident the ultimate is the naturalization. Now naturalization also were different types and ways I for edinya of naturalization. Obi wo honoma na aware na ojina so no dinya ne enkrata. Na yenim say unya wonkrata true aware krum ha say na nipa na ware no or ye British national. The expectation is say you be out 2.5 years and I say 2.5 years plus 3 months be till they wait me there 2 kwan e dey by UK oba no be do 2.5 years so that 2.5 years in ewu area you be some another 2.5 years na wenya 5 years krum ha say after that no akwaje will indefinite leave to remain. Would you indefinite leave to remain area 1 year after no? The expectation is obey qualified to naturalize will krum hase. Now there is a big difference between obi or married to a British national.
Okay.
Any obi or married to a British national or say oje in a British passport and that's what say or naturalizing. Because that is one of the key questions Mita enya efi yen listeners and I say nkrofo eho obi wo hon ma na waware ni kunu ana waware ni yire but utimi hu se abrochire nsem ekokoso inti na aware no krampa owo mu no neni enje onyayanka na wedwane wafa ni nyama na okọ but because of naturalization and I say ohima na say kin ni ebook ni inti no na oti aware na sesa inti no offer lawyer me yire na say me kunu na ma ware no aware ni nkoyi minyanka mejai but the person who da me nyame naturalization and that with me naturalization certificate and sana me decided say me call forward and answer me tina aware na ase what you need to understand and say what worry British national na person we year application for naturalization that comes under section 6.2 of the British Citizenship Act. Okay, and under that, the expectation is so oba be year application now you were physically present in the UK at the date 3 years to submitting your application. Until they say year application, they will not look at 5 years history, travel history. They will just look at 3 years. Not for a year mistake or they think say once a worry British national for 3 years, or naturalization there be what it means in say calculate your residence and I say your absences from the UK. We are only looking at the last 3 years prior to the application I was submitting, and not 5 years, unlike somebody unworried British. That is the difference.
Okay.
No na na 1 year na 1 year calculation ye na we hu inyama e koswa 1 year na akwa mistake na say the problem the abroad. There is an automatic discretion which will be applied to absences up to 300 days within the last 3 years. Say for the past 3 years now we ni and as we ni oyire ewo honom no ebia na we obi a wota 2 kwan pa efi kronimu home office for no say we fi kronimu between 350 540 days out of the 3 years. The home office can apply discretion depending on the reason why I now wouldn't need cronium and the reason why I would too quite. Because of that, into the catcher and Grofobie said, so what worry not a wood too quite and as a bibia. Whatever the reason is, if it is occupational, if it is compassionate, make sure say you have evidence of it and you keep it. Because 3 years before application will be submitted, we are going to look into all that. And if it exceeds 540 days, if it is below that, now say between 300 and 540, now to my explanation, we are okay because home office for a discretion to give you the enkrata based on that. Nextly, 12-month period, if any total number of days abia a year 100 days or less, obviously let's say within any 12-month period you have left the UK for more than 180 days. That would be a problem. 180 days, I can't ask now say we are talking about 6 months period. So for any 12-month period, you should not be outside the UK for more than 6 months for any 12-month rolling period. And this is very, very, very important because this is what they will be looking at within the last 3 years before your application is submitted. Now, say won't worry British ni na ebia dia ujina no so wunya we indefinite uni ne idea, then the Home Office will be looking at 5 years backwards. In semi year 540 days, 180 days, our call within the last 12 months, they will be looking back to your 5-year history, and that is where people might have challenges or problems, especially and that is something that you need to be aware of. Secondly, you should not be subject to immigration control. See, I can say you are not subject to immigration control. All we are talking about is 12 months or indefinite leave to remain at the time now where your application. Until say why your application now say be a BBAC and I say BBT you are suspended will leave and I say investigate you are me then affect the application. Whether say what worry British and I say won't worry British, that is something that can affect your application. Of course, say what worry British, they will also be looking at the fact that you are not in breach of any immigration laws in the past 3 years at the time I did your application air 2. You can say you have not been in breach of immigration rules. So because I'm my worry British, I am 2.5 years there. How can I be in breach of immigration rules? It is very, very simple. Obi ohonoma na damfu bi aba ohia enkrata dia ye ejuma. O si okay jimi enkrata na fakoye ejuma. Na ye chinipa no na ye hu se wo na wo share that the man no na odekoye ejuma. Technically, you are breaching immigration rules because boa nipano amanebu emraso ewokrom hase. And these are some things that can affect any application. Fortunately, believe it or not, so we share section 50, subsection 11 of the British Nationality Act 1981. It also talks about the fact that Nipana all year application for indefinite. And I say for naturalization, the person needs to be of sound mind. Say, your application, na waba acronym, maybe to Facebook, ni your section, you are subject to the mental acts of UK. One year of British nationality, and I say naturalization, because you will be considered, say, we are a person who is not of sound mind. And not see something I say in for action and so, papa, and a good character requirements. Good character requirements, and found whether say you are married to a British national or you are not married to a British national. Good character is assessed through looking at conduct, including criminality, friend terrorism, or you're notorious for no reason, deception, dishonesty, and a financial soundness. The way they describe these things, it is very, very wide ranging into the because it can affect you. I know people who have had issues simply because now they have been made bankrupt at the time of their application. If you've been made bankrupt within the last 6 years, because bankruptcy, you need to take time for it to elapse. So if you be made bankrupt, now that's all your application and application. If you have tax issues, what could be a 2 jobs, 3 jobs? Tax man and say 2, 3 jobs, now the back we see it because we didn't say kind over to emergency way tax to tax the brains in the won't can. Ubo who say a finny be now what the tax for eka. Ubeshwe muna wetua no wa from say, oh, taxi dear, wetua £10 every month. £10 no omu de omu ni hwe ka because meji na mini bi no dia ne ho ye den dia meji mini bi ona ne ho ye den. Nti so ka say £10 na be mo a ombeji. But these are some of the things that can affect your application for for naturalization, because they'll tell you say who need financial soundness. Now then we talk about dishonesty. Dishonesty is very, very straightforward. If you try and throw bill kwa ya worry bi ni ye che wo ni ye say say money no me affect application for naturalization. And it is something that you need to be you need to look into. Sometimes taking active interest in community ties, charitable work, positive contribution to your community can act in your favor for you to get your naturalization. Into be a honoma or do I join a charity be one ne honum ebia elderly charity week if you also come ko bomb no metro more. Niama get way ni it can help or it can contribute one way or the other to assist you when the time comes for you to naturalize, especially if you are married to a British or even not grandpa. It is very, very good way. Then we have the English language requirement for British citizenship. Mama Len, sometimes na your dream say, oh, English da form koya na wakochro na wenya na ade nkrofo bebre struggle e wo papa. If you are national of a majority English speaking, and I say, yeah, if you Ghana, even though you're Cabro, they don't consider us as majority English speaking country. Anytime you have decided your application piano, you need to have a valid speaking and listening certificate as level B1. Level B1 or higher. Higher qualification, they don't have a problem with it, but the minimum qualification a B1 or higher. So we share with Home Office for list of approved English centers, any or more providers. Now you choose one of them, then you can go and do it. Opasia, we okay. Nyamya wa domnas wa be degree UK so crampo the and they move far because no or the kwa the mount. Obi all bano. Na ordinary degree if in Ghana dada na or the buy. So if that is the case, there's no need to another exams. Wait me, they will certificate aqua organization be na first your friend in Narek, na say your friend or actors. And then once you give it to them, they will give you a certificate. Say indeed English now, and I say degree now was done in majority English, and I said most of the way was taught in English. And once they give you that certificate, wait me at the application. Of course, life in UK test and so life in UK test and so me in Yama air coso when yankin when they say we say bank holidays here. There are some questions they expect everybody at a workroom to be able to know or to understand so we are life in UK test and so now the application add to a 45 minutes test with 24 questions. Unya try no to have £50 to go and get it done. Ultimate go to book or approved books or government websites how with me agent so now what they are sa application and yet but mama len say they can obiani niti obi metimi tina ha say aka say enye but obi to be say it is very, very, very difficult. Say bia who issues be to say mental issues, to say any mental issues because we sound mind but bia now you're autistic, bia na adisuan obi wo honoma mama le any old school no bo so bi wo class ye bonus ni din ko ntimi ntro na enye se wabon na yare bi na ewo ho no ye ba abrochi ni nya be hu say yare na ema ebi mu ntimi nye inyeme bi. If you have any of those illness, not because of that, untimi entro life in UK test, and as an English test, you come to us, we'll give you a form, or the require or medical consultant, So ultimately sign my or my indication the medical condition untimi enye and as I won't throw exams and pass here. then we are more than happy say bit me agent so na yede aye o application amount without any issues. Now, having talked about our real phone, so there are other people who are almost etimi enya application, especially recent changes are a buyer and also because and no that very, very popular. The Nationality and Borders Act, received royal assent on the 28th of April 2022. Sa assent and as a new act, Emma discretionary adult registration. Basically, so Oshe Section 3 of the British Nationality Act, it provided discretion, say, ubetimi a register and kwala bimu amamo abe British nationals. For instance, bia na wawo oba ewokrum ha say, oba na okra wini nkrata, ukrusu eni nkrata. But akwala no etina krum ha say for 10 years or more. The Home Office have a discretion, say, under Section 3 of the British Nationality Act, ombetimi a register sa akwala no na wenya ne den, wenya ne naturalization. But what then happens, let's say, biara ne papa enim, ne mami enim, na at the moment, with the 18 abroso, sisi awabe adults, but he's never had a naturalization done, and I said the registration done. There was nowhere within the British Nationality Act which allowed adults to register. The only thing that adults could do at the time, they say, "Omobe naturalize it." When I was talking about this conversation, I never mentioned registration for adults. Registration for adults only started last year. If you find yourself in a situation where you could have registered when you were a child, but unfortunately, you didn't get your parents and answer you were in care or something, it went to be unregistered. Now I'll be the 18 years. Under this new Immigration Act, and as somebody share Section 8 of the Act, Emma Hokwine, Emma Utimi, register, and this started just last year. If anybody finds himself in that situation, and there are some historical legislative unfairness, be in swa Emma in Crophobia or Honoma Omoye and Kwalana, Omentimi and register at the time. For instance, first, say ya wu akwalabi. Na akwalano ne papa ene ne mame at the time na omuwu akwalano, they were not married. Okay, they were not married. The law did not allow them to pass the mother's way naturalization certificate and as any nationality to neba. And these were historical way not legislative unfairness. I a friend. There are some people who through no fault of theirs, they could not register to become British national because Obibeka said, use word to say, papa and mama were not married at the time of your war, and for that reason, when Timmy are naturalized at the time. The good news is currently, those people can register based on the new laws at Home Office for the Abede, the Abba. So we share Section 1 of the British Nationality Act. It sets out those people at the time of their birth that me a year application. If their parents are married, and either parent is a British citizen. So my parents are worried. Now one of them a British citizen. It was very good. Say me the acquire and as me acquire British citizenship. Now say na o parents so oma worry and as omo aware na back indefinite leave to remain. That time now you could I'm talking about between 1983 and 30th June 2006. These are the time period I'm talking about. At that time, now your parents were not married at the time. Now it was not possible for you to get your nationality through that simply because they were not married. But this new act wants to rectify that. If anybody is listening to us at this time and feels to say he wants to take advantage of it, they can do that. Then we also talk about okay, so we share British Nationality Act, 1981 Section 2, subsection 1A. Now, a person born outside the UK on or after 1983 is a British citizen at birth. If at the time of birth, either parent is a British citizen, otherwise done by descent. This will normally be by the case if the parents obtain the way in a true birth. Let me break it down for people to understand. Let's say Bia na Mama Len, we are British. We are British because papa and mommy were British at the time of the war. But young wo ewo Ghana. Young wo ewo UK. Yako wo ewo Ghana. Okay. Then because papa are British by descent, because then announce you're British into straight away, the British passport, ebe man. However, so one bag UK, now one be wo. Now once utina Ghana hot, now once owo ba ewo ehonoma. It was not possible, say, Obano, Ebenya British citizenship. Simply because wono ye wo outside the UK. Then I once wo back. So it does not transfer 2 generations outside the UK. It only transfers 1 generation outside the UK. Into this wo Obano ewo honum. Nasi siya Obano 19 years, we did 20 years. Na with na Ghana sisia na swaishe utimu say economy no the way economy na economy enko ye no. So he now wants to come. Meanwhile no ne maame amboa no ama na entimi enya ne registration the time or below the age of 18 years. But with this year we are adults. How do we get that person back to the UK? Based on this new laws now, Omode Abetudra said adults can also register to acquire their naturalization. We can use this law or this act to make sure say we get naturalization for sa akwalana ya wono wo hono nema menene papa or man person beba UK na ya wono wo hono 2 generations. We can assist that person to get the citizenship, which is very good. Very, very, very important. Now, ebimu wo honso they are able to get British citizenship based on the fact that they have been adopted abroad. So we share British citizenship, and that's a British Nationality Act 1981, Section 1, subsection 5. It explains, it said, children adopted on or after January 1983, acquired British citizenship automatically because of their adoption. So we are British national. Now you decide, say, okay, I'm going to adopt somebody under the 1993 Hague Convention on Intercountry Adoption. If you use that process, there's a reason why I have specifically mentioned that, because sometimes in the adoption be at the back. Now they have not followed the protocols. If you have followed the protocols, now say the naturalization certificate Emma Ubana automatically will ban so ebinya ne British citizenship. Whether say who adopting or Ghana and now adopting or Gambia and also adopting or Nigeria, it doesn't matter. The adoption is affected on or after 1st of June 2023. The either adoption parents must be UK residents. Okay. Say say who adopted na unya British citizenship Emma Ubana. Yes, say one of you and one of the parents a UK resident. The reason why this provision is very, very important say we are British national now uti Ghana for so many years and I say for many months. Now who decided say obey adoption that adoption will not follow the 1993 Hague Convention where in the protocols. Say open so adoption if he Ghana edeba na uma oji British book Emma Ubana. A very important say you need to notify your local authority. UK has it. If you don't notify your local authority, now adoption Ghana, you have not followed the protocols. The reason why they want you to notify your local authority is they need to do safeguarding checks. Yempese they were in semu ekoso ewo abroche na wakofa akwala biaba then they say akwala why ni say etina why ni say wabono why ni say. So they want to make sure say they have done the necessary checks which is required, and for that reason you need to notify your local authority. Every local authority have an agency that they work with, and based on that local authority they will refer you to their inter-country adoption agency for them to do an assessment. A year NASA assessment, and no and an boy thing and no na it take it time and no ntina nkrofo bebree even though they know say betimi afa kwan we so e de akofa wofa simba ne omona na kanso amone ade no ye bobo ne kire omo pe based on the agency kana omo je ne pe no omedwane on so ni bibi me na me kan e ba me nye bio. But if you really need to bring that child through adoption to get a birth citizenship for the person, the process is there. Just an wedding kakra. And yes, sika a eba lawyers or there be a sika call local authority in how to do the assessments. What about children subject to parental orders? From 6th of April 2010, a child who is subject to parental order made in a UK court following a surrogacy arrangement becomes a British citizen from the date of the order, if either of the persons making the order is a British citizen. The provision of this can be found under Section 1, subsection 5 of the British Nationality Act. This year, no, the boarding times in any day, they were near my aircon. Sometimes, you know, obi ohonuma na sebi awone emba. Into the person will travel, beko fie so okoye surrogacy. The case of surrogacy or corner obi ayeden. The egg in expense na she na nipa na awo amano. On one bad on one egg, but somebody is going to carry that baby for them. And also a very common, believe it or not. The fact that we don't talk about this on these programs quite frequently doesn't mean say it doesn't exist. We have a lot of people who are going through that. If you are going through that now, Oba, we can help you to get our parental orders now. And the date that you get the parental order, no, which means you our order no, British citizenship. A long process, but it is a process which is doable that we encourage people say, if you are happy to follow the process on sa ebeka. Now, the final part that I want to discuss, say, why year of British citizenship application? I'm found now for one reason or the other. And then quite so now befa. Say the application you refuse to now the decision ebrewa. You'll be a friend reconsideration. Okay. You cannot appeal and a naturalization application refusal. I think that you cannot appeal a discretionary. The abine say the British citizenship, you know, and your rights, and your privilege, into your power, in your demand, into obviously, you know, the laws also says if any public institution is giving discretion, they need to use that discretion fairly. Into there should not, and say because lawyer Daniel, why your application for naturalization, it doesn't work like that. You need to follow certain processes to make sure such applications are given. When you make an application for citizenship and it is refused, you may not necessarily have a right of appeal, but you will have what we call reconsideration. At the moment, £372 and over fill form. No, fill form area. Now the reason why you feel say the Home Office made a mistake, and the reason why the Home Office need to check it and refund your application for you. And I said to do whatever they have to do to reconsider it to make it sure say so if we hear application, I say it is successful, not almost a my dream, they will refund the money to you. So almost a my dream, then they will keep the money. Of course, if they keep the money and you are not happy with the decision that have been made, there's always room so maybe be a friend of judicial review. Judicial review is a process that they assembly call the High Court to say I didn't and Kratan amount because of X, Y reasons, they should have given it to you. If you want to do that, you can contact us and we will look into it and get it done for you. If you are not the reason why you refuse your application, why would you say? If you have no application, we say, criminal record, Debbie, mini criminal record, or mini show. Or the application, if the application has been refused because you do not have a spent conviction, now you need to wait for that spent conviction to go away. Then the advice will be said, train now that spent conviction in trim area, then you come forward and then do a fresh application for you. Say kakra, but if at this stage we want to take phone calls. If not, I'll also talk about the naturalization and what is the next processes. We can talk about that and once we wait for calls.
MBA phone lines into maybe an share and no pursue question be. And it's me pamochawa sabre who follow ya who say ye be a phone lines no etumu. Say lawyer anu esia enu nti no Mr. wa so question bi a obetimi ede abana lawyer ayi anu fefefe ede amount enu nti studio lines are use no 0203 735 8820 0203 735 8820 and I say obetimi afresh mobile so 0778 793 9958 0778 793 9958 eno mobile with me alfred so me patcho ma me emfa me first caller na me wi a meto aso e amount caller good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Me patcho within the baby a okase free.
Okay, your friend is Paul, me kasa free London.
Paul me patcho question my lawyer na say.
Okay, me person me bisa say amu dasu ye living together application na because obana mneni wo me night now for 1 year 6 months into person me say that application amu dasu ya what are the requirements needed.
Okay. Patcho question na no.
The question I know.
Lawyer patcho bibi obebusa na sebe obetimi di ato so.
In patcho debe enkrata ena wukra.
Na be me nibi no banu na bo krata wa ha say or indefinite.
Okay, so Obana were indefinite now only 18 for 2 years.
Aye.
In patcho a year possible now in the Oba.
Niba.
Okay. So only Obana 18 for 2 years. Nasa moon warrior. It's still possible so with me a year application, but as a coffee at the application you got to eba. Meaning say ukache nkrofo bebre sa asem na omabu ukache say kofi na bro na me lawyer me kona mamba biuma na me ye ne den eya me kache nkrofo say don't worry if that is the situation na you so kofi our advice is say emre ne beso a book appointment na be hu me one obani mi na mombra then we will talk you through the processes documents I be here in yemene me bi ebeji. Then we make sure say the application at two and sana what muso na wakufie the application akotuma but why nyen sa now say chinchin a obe gina so no why wa ha say lawyers be juicy ka we microphone be dada obe yesi me yesi obe kosa enkosi hwe ne kra wo honom no edo na maka kiro nti me nua be ma after the program no just contact me ye be arrange down your banner eden aba office ni ahye dey tinase na ya master na ye dey migration plan at the amount a point I'll be fast processes I'll be fast at the end of the day no sa ebe count crater why that's it.
Paul NTL that's it in fact me the ato so any question be I made the lawyer number bet to just so at the amount so person of free na okohun lawyer e wona so ya eno so me ba cho sa pepepe na no so betimi afre 0203 735 8820 and na say mobile 0778 793 9958 na odo question about na lawyer yama o hwe so e wo Facebook platform no so betimi do question ato ho no mo Mary di ama lawyer ayiye ano eso e di ama ofefefe na yekoyanim e wo sa kwan so lawyer we Every ofori honomo or say yakase dual citizenship and I says dual citizen and also any day ubetimi achiri mu kakra edi amanana.
Yo, see a case dual citizenship all that it means in it but what you make
there be ola ne kokra minti.
Hey, but you hold on. Sanka would send you a few type. Okay. See, a case dual citizenship. All we are talking about, the fact say, citizenship me. Some Krobi or Honoma, they allow for multiple citizenship.
Hold on.
Be a Ghanaian or sounds British. Into Okra Ghana passport, Okra British passport, and one as a China and my children. The fact that you are able to hold 2 passports, that is what we are talking about. The Ghana law allows that, UK law also allows that.
Okay. Pacho, any for you question na lawyer Yano ama. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sister Lane. I'm
Who
Alain.
there?
Yanko Pado Mehoye, and I'm also.
Yes, to adum ya huye pass. Obe bo di achi anke ni beje. Yes, I saw go straight to your question.
Your friend Isaac make us a free list.
Okay, Isaac. I'll question my lawyer and say.
Lawyer, good morning. Lawyer, me pacho. Me ma I join me. Me you need na me ma join me. Na omunya settlement status. Na fa say already 4 years. And tina me person who say enketwa 2 ewo mu omu nyina benya 5 years but minim say ma omo indefinite no metimi ma omo 5 years ewo omo indefinite card ne so the minim say ewu a mekwa kwaje British citizenship ama omo straight and say me renew 5 years na yedema omo card ne so no. And we are the first question.
Say, ma almost 5 years straight, or settled status. And I said, the friend settled status no so. Now say, eno ebe wua ubetimi aye application for registration at the ama enkwala. So long as a enkwala it's not krum has say for at least 5 years. Internet say they mono for the past 5 years, they will check the number of days enkwala are spending in UK. And then Nyama Akoso within the UK. And if all Bibia Tone Kwanswa are there ombede omodebema intino at the end of the 5 years, as all register and Kwalano. Why?
Okay.
Second question, quick, Mr. Wa.
The second question is me person and Krana Emma me wo Ghana. Me person or me money invite a best for 1 month and I say 2 months coming summer. Na me nim process no.
Impacho omo maame na owo Ghana no wa ware no anase won ware no.
Me ware no.
Na o yere wo krom ha.
There be me ni ye wo krom ha. Me a single father.
We a single father. Okay. Yeah. Normally no say we invited maame na the chances said they will refuse the application are very high. The reason why they will refuse the application is they will assume and I said they will think say akwala na emame eba krum ha se a enye ade a obekobio. So what you say? Intina unless say omo maame no or travel experience we took point so many times or ejuma papa bi a oye sebi ni sika na oji wo fie na emu eyedu. Then they will be were convinced say I am passe or ba ensrahwe we are now because so we year application for ensrahwe the basis of accepting our application is different because you need to show say oba obekofie eno ne ndanchen say o person ma men nso ebetinem na oboa ehwe akwala no nso a eno nso ade a ebetimi aboa also akwan no so but unless say eno ne de wompe then eno ne ndanchen but say if that is what you really want after the program then we will talk you through the processes stages I be take nietimi akofa maame na abeka wonsa e okroma why
Isaac that was why me the lawyer number betu joint in Mr. T me betu ja no wa fa no wa friend why
okay me that's
you bye bye okay ebusia also betimi afre 0203-735-8820 0203-735-8820 and that says 0778-793-9958 na also odo question about no lawyer ye ano edi am I lawyer mamen call Facebook platform so we free Kofi Abwaje eho or say please I'm in Ghana and married to an EU national with settlement before 31st December 2020. She cheated and got pregnant, but we managed to solve our differences and kept the baby through family mediation. The baby is 1 year now, and she wants me to join her in the UK. Please, which application will suit me, and can the baby affect my application? How much will the application cost? And see, or no, a question, and no, meaning say, ubetimi abuan.
I think say we mu pa ye nua bema we betimi aye application for EUSS family permit. EUSS family permits a free, you don't pay for any home office fees. However, with that application also no, you likely say you be from interview and that be some questions because of akwalana or woman. Because obviously we usually eba be found not only be ma for hour. They will want to know, they would like to find out say then a cost ewa ha. Into a you be invite him for interview. If you invite him for interview, na mo call na no a year back you don't have a problem. But if the money is an issue, then I think the EUSS is the best. If we share sooner say no ebe challenge too much, ebe frame money be some no too much and so ubetimi a standard application whereby to your home office fees, any NHS fees, under the immigration rules, then you don't have to worry about you having to be asked questions for because of say marriage certificate before you EU anymore. I'll send a message where I will highly recommend say solicitors involved in the application process because one year now or the application got two now I the way I say na one share eden same be ebe problem.
Me pacho fa number fa lawyer number Mr. Wa said the nsem si kika kono fa lawyer number si said the beya obetimi a contact no na wetimi aboa wo ansa no akoye mistake bia e bia wote obrofo bia office wo abetimi ay application but nsem bi wo ho no ma wan hwe ni ya na mama na koye tententen abrank e short nti free lawyer na omboa e was akwan so lawyer numbers no office line is 0203 325 7030 0203 325 7030 and I say mobile 07944 976161 07944 976161. If I chop more than say over contact lawyer na wabuki appointment na wabua ewo sa kwan so. Lawyer we free charity hono mo or say omumienu eni nkrata omo awoba ewo ekurom akwala nenya 10 years. Omo ntimi anye naturalization na ama akwala no. Akwala na di more than 18 years ebe affecting us okoye naturalization is see na say affecting no obetimi still why na.
Oh yes, obetimi yes no na make mu say first no na nkwala pe people below the age of 18 years pe na you can register. Okay. All adults obia or year more than 18 years so unnaturalized but yasesa emrano emma adults can also register into the sa akwalaya ye bisa no question or ye suitable candidate for this arrangement ye bet me a register na wenyane registration certificate
up to this age and I say
there's no limit at the moment for registration. Something that we can help him to get that registration done.
Okay. Yeah, brand corner. The now person all the so my na me ma collect ne be mu ka chobetimi dia so kakra ama ni beji na say o pese o di fa baby for so dia.
Oh, say nyame ye wadom na o de naturalization application etum ewie na successful. We talked about so why application na successful. Now we are talking about why application na successful. If we are the age of 18 years and over, now say me make application is successful. So we attend the citizenship ceremony. These were introduced around 2004 and are arranged by local authorities. Into the local authority, every way month they will arrange some ceremony will call to go and make sure say what call ceremony be come near the certificate in the iodine amount. Very, very, very important. And if you don't do it, it affect the fact that will certificate. I know that during the COVID era, Omutimi introduces some virtual ceremonies. Virtual ceremony. The person Miami will be at the end of mama. Obi also Omubisa say internet say or the British citizenship application at Tuma or waiting to point whilst it's pending. And if you have applied for British citizenship, you can travel outside the UK while the application is being considered. And yeah, like other applications, I would call Tuma, Untimi, and into point. Into say application for citizenship to a year or the court na say almost consider na a take time crampona and Rama who quite say ube to me to quite akko abba. And say ube British citizenship so remember say and as we certificates now remember say untimi fa and no end to coin obi wo ho no ma mama len ne certificate ne ba okoji ceremony ne ba ni we ana enya age ogin say eno ano no sa certificate ne enya de a obetimi edi etu kwan o de certificate ne ma ewia. It will be very important say obey application for British citizenship and kasa using biometric card nyade. See the passport in the area, you will need to get rid of BRP because we crack BRP now. Everything accuracy problem at the amount. Currently, British citizenship passports we processing times about 10 weeks. We wait to add application for fast track services, which is 1 week. Into make sure say if you are doing anything that you have all these things in mind. Now we will timelines,
Okay.
Come on. At this stage, you be jack honor mama minister for time also echo.
Time
More questions with me
well,
afraid.
question be am person this so and na call Facebook na afraid ya sorry because ye brand no echo. Or say holding two passports to say dual citizenship no any ade no. Or person who say ubetimi akwa wo other country no eso a wo ho mba asem bia na say no still no ntimi ntina more than 6 months ne ye keka ho na.
Oh, ubetimi akotena that country ho emba asembia. So wunya o registration certificate any o British passport na o decide so kotena ukromu for 10 years. Which me akotena for 10 years. Anytime bia be ma omosu bia no offer o British book na waba. So wo ho no kra na o British book ni ewu a ubetimi aye application akọ British High Commission. Wakoji new passport e wo ukromu ho no without necessarily having to come back to get it. It's very, very important. However, say who indefinite. Now one or British citizenship.
Okay.
Now who could now Ghana for more than 2 years or indefinite in a share. So so your application for returning residents.
Nam say me nkrofo dey be omo shadow me brand so a na omo decide say omo de questions beba because one person omo ni nya asem say yes na e ha adwen ma me ekura me chia o ai baby a wo bi a me chia na ma me ekura question no me ameyi ano ama o bisa say lawyer please I would like to apply for naturalization, can you help me with that? And I know they say betimi ayama ni obebisa questions be brain na watimi e di ayama why nti pachola me ya no ama na
But no betimi ayama no
yes aneti mame eko yenua sa o de Achilles na Baraza. Okay. Or say my mommy enko. My partner has a child over 18 and we live together. Can I make an application? He is not my son, but in playing a good role in his life. And also question you, Pacho, ubet me ya no man.
A very difficult say application a very successful, especially when Akwalana we are talking about is more than 18 years. Unise Krum has say we did more than 18 years. We understand say the party, and I said the partner is playing very important role in Akwalani life. But unfortunately for them, now Akwalana is you're adults. Into any application enye adia or modebeden ebeman. If Akolani is below the age of 18 years, then there are some steps ni processes bia yebetimi take na etimi ede abuano aye application.
Okay. Good. Ebusia ebre no ekopa nti yedi mu besi amestro nyame ya adum na next week yeba wa kwan so ye bie phone lines ni tuma na say question time na me pacho wa bomodin ya say odi question baba wa no di amaye aha ya na ebre no etiawa enu nti no yentimi entwentwen so bebre me pacho wa fa lawyer number na ekokohunu na omboa with question bia ekire so bia na as application bia peso ye bia ansana obeye mfumso no kokohu lawyer menko emfa wankasa abrofo nkochuruchuru bibia wote brofo ye nde enim se wote brofo but nsem bi wo ho a mranim ni n'adwuma no nenim se bi obesidi omo akasa na enema ayeboko edi ama nti no frɛ office Fortwell Solicitors office line no ye 0203 325 7030 0203 325 7030 and now say ubetimi afre mobile so no anytime bia ubetimi afre patcho nye time a wo hwa lawyer ada there do yes na emboa frɛ 07944 976161 07944976161 mepacho a omodin a say the lawyer chirichiri mu yansa na yebehye ase no the train station ni de bebre wo fra o mo ankasa be direct o en sorry say wo kokeke frɛ na ebuki appointment na omo entimi emboa e wo sa kwan ne so nyame ya adom a lawyer mpacho bibi o ha o de betwa to ana
mpacho eno ano no fene
yedase nyame ya adom a na wotwe se nne yebesa aba wa kwan so bi ka hu si edwumadi ye hye ase 10 mepacho ne asori so eye 11 ena ahaso so ye kwan ho nti nyensim ni nyina so ne betimi aka kiro nti no mepacho wa numbers am de tu dwa no betimi afre lawyer na wabuki appointment akwa kohunu numbers ni twego screen ni so nti wo hwe o Facebook a eno so betimi afa edi afri honomo fefefe na wakwa kohunu lawyer midin edi Ellen dodo na afre me mama Len aha ene edu besie me na me ne lawyer Daniel Kwe ene edi dwumadie eba wa kwan so nyame ya adoma ye besa ehye biem na wotwe sende lawyer yɛda ase sɛ da ne da woba yɛ akwan so ɛbɛboa yɛ ɛwɔ dwumadie so nyame nhyira wo
yes me da si bebre
nyame yɛ
so nyam ko
adom
twema
yɛbɛhyia ɛwɔ next week bye bye
Yo, Ghana for a wo English approach my muha. Ya swedi. Yenya emranimfo a won akwadare wo emranimu a poto kasemu ye kase a lawyer for entimi nuanom mumyemfo ye immigration ensem nyina enko dan wo mo Fortwell Solicitors emranimu akuku drofo se watena ha che ombeboa wo ma wonsa ka won krata na se wedi edro nso a eyo mo kokokra eba ne nipa setena mu ene adwuma mu nsem bia omudim akotene pa omo wo mre di mani pa bia na de enika wo mu mpo ne se no consultation fee.
Fortwell Solicitors always puts our clients' needs first. We specialize in all UK visa applications, detention and deportation cases, student and work points-based work permit applications from both UK and abroad. Fortwell Solicitors also deals with long residence and human rights applications outside the immigration rules. Don't wait till last minute. Fortwell Solicitors is located at
Unit 1, ground floor, Katrina House, 58 Clarendon Road, London, N80DJ. Nearest tube station, Tempark Lane and Wood Green. Overground, Hornsey Station. Buses, 41 to Archway and 144 to Maswa Hill. For more info, call 0203 3257 030. Call our 24-hour line on 0754 8701 011. Website www.fortwellsolicitors.com.
opening hours Monday to Friday 9:30 to 5:30 p.m.
Thursday Beyonce Young Milton Keynes.
Fortwell Solicitors is regulated by SRA.
Fortwell Solicitors.
You are listening to GN Radio UK.